Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine working in an industry that's, built on pretty established processes,
Right.
maybe with systems that don't always talk to each other perfectly. Let's use chemical retail as our example today.
Okay. Yeah, I can picture that.
Now, picture that same business suddenly talking about 10x growth. Seems, well, pretty radical, right?
Yeah, it absolutely does. Yeah. Especially when you think about traditional sectors. They're not always the first ones jumping on the bleeding edge tech.
Exactly. Yeah. But that radical transformation, that's precisely what we're diving into today. We've got some source material that lays out how advanced technology, specifically a kind of autonomous AI system, could fundamentally revolutionize operations in a business just like this.
Mm-hmm.
The analysis we're looking at focuses on a system called Unite Group and its potential impact specifically on chemical retail.
And look, the insights here, they aren't about small incremental tweaks, are they? The analysis makes a really compelling case for transformational changes. Yeah, it's talking about massive jumps in sales performance, operational efficiency, customer satisfaction, and importantly, unlocking deep business intelligence. It's really about taking those existing setups, maybe a bit clunky, and turning them into highly efficient, data-driven powerhouses.
So our mission today is to, well, go deep into that source material. We're going to try and understand what this Unite Group system is described as, and crucially, the specific ways the analysis claims it achieves these pretty dramatic results.
Okay, let's start with how the source actually describes Unite Group itself. It calls it a revolutionary advancement in autonomous AI systems. Bit of a mouthful.
Okay, let's unpack that a little. Autonomous AI in this context, well, according to the analysis, it means a system designed to learn and operate without needing constant human programming for every new task.
Right.
And the source highlights its core capability, connecting into your existing business platforms, things like Shopify, Salesforce, or whatever CRM system you're already using, the place you track customer interactions.
And here's where it gets really interesting, and the source really emphasizes this unique ability. It can apparently learn the APIs of those existing systems in real time.
APIs being the digital doorway software uses to talk to each other.
Exactly. So you don't need extensive custom coding or setup for every single connection. You can reportedly give it simple prompts, and it can instantly adapt to create custom workflows across all these different bits of software.
That adaptability sounds key, doesn't it? Especially when, different departments might be using totally different tools.
For sure.
The analysis mentions that underneath it all, it uses technical supports like multi-channel protocol server support or the ability to parse open API schemas. Now, don't get too hung up on the jargon there.
Yeah, basically.
Basically, what that really means is it's built with the underlying tech needed to plug in securely and smoothly into modern business systems, making sure your data syncs up instantly. And it handles secure credential management, too, which is obviously critical.
Absolutely vital. So the overall goal, as the analysis sees it, is to, revolutionize business operations and workflow orchestration, getting inventory systems, CRM, sales, and serve all those, disparate parts common in chemical retail to work together intelligently and automatically.
And a massive area where this system apparently transforms things is the whole customer journey. The analysis talks about taking raw customer data, all that information you have scattered across your systems, and turning it into what it calls actionable business intelligence.
Yeah, this is where it gets really strategic. How does it turn data into action? Well, the analysis details how it analyzes historical purchase patterns, not just to see what someone bought, but to identify chemical usage cycles and predict exactly when an individual customer might need to reorder.
So it's not just a basic, hey, time to reorder reminder.
No, far from it.
Yeah.
The source describes this as sophisticated demand forecasting. It apparently considers seasonal variations, broader industry trends that might impact chemical use, and even the specific growth patterns of that customer's own business. And that prediction power allows for much, much smarter customer segmentation. So instead of just broad categories, you can segment based on actual purchasing behavior, specific chemical usage, maybe their service requirements, or even the type and size of their business, distinguishing, as the source points out, a high-volume industrial client from a smaller operation.
Which then opens the door to genuinely highly targeted marketing and personalized service offerings. It's shifting from reacting after a customer calls to what the source frames as a what was it, a paradigm shift from reactive customer service to proactive customer engagement.
Precisely. It enables sophisticated email campaigns, not just those generic reorder nudges. We're talking personalized product recommendations based on their usage, maybe relevant industry insights, or valuable content that helps position your business as a trusted advisor to them.
Okay, and speaking of reorders, the intelligent reorder management sounds incredibly powerful. The analysis says it can predict the optimal reorder timing with, quote, remarkable accuracy.
Right. And how? It apparently digs into everything. Past order frequency, those seasonal peaks and troughs that affect demand, that customer-specific business growth trajectory, even broader industry cycles. The key, according to the source, is the timing. Getting that notification to them just as customers begin planning their next purchase.
Not too early, not too late.
Exactly. And the notifications themselves aren't sparse. The analysis describes them including, a comprehensive order history for context, suggested quantities based on their recent trends, and even recommendations for complementary products or services they might need alongside their usual chemicals.
And what really struck me in the analysis was the integration with platforms like Shopify. It details the ability to automatically create pre-populated shopping carts based on their typical orders.
Yeah, that's huge.
So customers get emails with direct links, making reordering as simple as a single click.
Single-click reordering for chemicals in a B2B context. I mean, that frictionless experience must be massive for customer loyalty, right? And for driving repeat business. Just as the analysis suggests, it significantly increases order frequency and size.
Absolutely. And building on those deep customer insights, the source details how the system leverages them for advanced upselling and cross-selling opportunities.
So it spots chances to introduce maybe higher value products or additional chemicals they could use or even enhanced service packages.
Exactly. It apparently does this by analyzing what a customer is currently using and then comparing it to successful customers who have similar profiles.
Ah, okay.
The source gives a great example, recommending premium formulations or maybe specialized equipment to a customer who's only been buying basic cleaning chemicals.
Or spotting that, hey, based on their order volume, they might save money and simplify logistics by moving to bulk purchasing, or perhaps signing up for service contracts.
Makes sense.
And the timing is crucial. Again, the analysis emphasizes presenting these opportunities at optimal moments to significantly boost those conversion rates. It's about smart, data-driven suggestions that genuinely add value, not just random pitches.
Right, not just noise.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving beyond sales and marketing, one of the most transformative applications highlighted in the source is integrating chemical sales data with the service department operations.
That makes so much sense, yeah. In an industry where chemicals often relate directly to equipment use, creating a comprehensive customer lifecycle management system, as they call it, seems really powerful.
So does that work?
Well, it enables predictive service scheduling. The system analyzes equipment usage data, service history, and critically links it to chemical consumption data.
Ah, so it's correlating like how much chemical they use with potential equipment maintenance needs.
Precisely. The analysis explains how it can predict when equipment will likely need service based on how chemicals are being used and the equipment's history. This enables a truly proactive approach.
Meaning the business can reach out before something breaks down.
Exactly, before a problem causes downtime. And schedule maintenance during optimal windows for the customer, minimizing disruption.
And avoiding unexpected downtime, that must be huge for customer operations and satisfaction. The analysis mentions automating service reminder campaigns too, even providing direct links for easy scheduling.
Yes, and by integrating with internal calendar systems, it doesn't just send reminders, it helps optimize the technicians' schedules themselves, balancing workloads, customer preferences. The result the analysis points to is improved resource utilization, less wasted travel time, and higher customer satisfaction because the service is reliable and timely.
Okay, and that integration doesn't just improve service delivery. It sounds like it creates integrated sales and service revenue streams. Connecting sales data with service systems opens up new opportunities for revenue generation.
Yeah, definitely. If a customer buys certain chemicals, the system can automatically flag them for recommendations on related services, things like calibration for dosing equipment, maybe training on chemical handling, or efficiency assessments related to their usage.
So it connects product use directly to service needs.
Right, and identifies upgrade opportunities based on that combined data.
Which brings us to the broader impact on driving overall business intelligence and operational optimization. The analysis states that Unite Group creates comprehensive business intelligence dashboards.
Providing what the analysis calls unprecedented visibility into operations, generating detailed reports on sales trends, deep customer behavior insights, inventory turnover rates, service department performance, all linked together in one place.
And that visibility must directly feed into more sophisticated inventory management and demand forecasting. The analysis claims it can predict demand with remarkable accuracy by looking at historical sales, seasonal shifts, individual customer growth, and industry developments.
Yeah, and the outcome there is optimized purchasing decisions. You're minimizing how much capital is tied up in inventory, reducing carrying costs, while simultaneously preventing costly stockouts because you have a much better idea of what's coming.
Makes sense.
The analysis even mentions identifying optimal times for promotional pricing, using data on inventory levels, seasonal demand, competitor pricing, and even customer price sensitivity.
So it enables a kind of dynamic pricing capability, basically aimed at maximizing revenue while keeping customers happy.
Exactly. And all of this ties into comprehensive financial performance analysis. The system can create detailed financial reports and track key performance indicators, those KPIs, the crucial metrics for business health.
Analyzing profit margins by what? Product category, customer segment, even by sales channel.
Yep. Helping identify the most profitable aspects of the business and, crucially, where to focus improvements.
And by correlating sales data directly with service revenue, it clearly demonstrates the value of those integrated offerings, guiding strategic decisions. It really paints a complete picture.
So the analysis essentially frames implementing this kind of system as a strategic investment that generates substantial returns by combining all these different improvements.
Okay, let's talk about the payoff then. On the operational efficiency side, it automates numerous time-consuming tasks, which obviously frees up your staff.
Right. Customer service can handle the really complex issues while the system manages routine reorders or basic inquiries. Sales teams can focus on building relationships and acquiring new business while the system takes care of retention and that smart upselling.
And the service department sees huge gains you mentioned, from optimized scheduling and predictive maintenance, meaning technicians are used more efficiently and there are fewer disruptive, costly emergency calls.
Yeah, the analysis points to a real shift here, moving away from just reactive repairs towards more predictable revenue streams from proactive maintenance contracts.
And then on the revenue growth side, the numbers quoted in the analysis are quite compelling. It suggests automated reorder systems could increase customer order frequency by 20–40% just by making it easier to buy.
That's a big jump. And those sophisticated upselling and cross-selling strategies, the ones powered by deep insights, could increase average order values by 15–25% through those targeted recommendations and service bundling.
Plus, as we discussed, the integrated sales and service directly creates recurring revenue opportunities. There are maintenance contracts, training packages, bundled solutions.
And the analysis notes that customers who experience these integrated solutions, they tend to have significantly higher lifetime values. They build stronger relationships with the business, leading to more stable and predictable revenue streams.
So the conclusion drawn in the source material about this Unite Group system is pretty definitive then. It calls it a transformational opportunity for businesses in chemical retail to evolve, to go from being simply traditional product suppliers to becoming comprehensive solution providers.
And it states that this evolution leads directly to dramatic improvements across the board in operational efficiency, customer satisfaction, and overall financial performance.
The analysis makes a very strong claim here. For businesses ready to embrace this kind of technology, the potential for 10x improvements in key metrics isn't presented as just, aspirational.
No.
But not just possible, but highly achievable. That's a bold statement.
It certainly is. And the analysis concludes that this creates a competitive advantage that traditional competitors, the ones without this level of integrated autonomous AI, would find very, very difficult to match.
Right.
This positions businesses leveraging AI like Unite Group not just to grow, but potentially to capture disproportionate market share.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what we've really unpacked from this source material about Unite Group shows that integrating advanced AI isn't just about automating a few tasks here and there.
No, it's much bigger than that.
It's about fundamentally reimagining how a business operates, how it engages with its customers, and crucially, how it leverages every piece of data it possesses.
It's about becoming a truly data-driven, proactive, and integrated solution provider for your specific market.
And here's maybe a final thought for you, our listener, to consider, building on that bold conclusion from the source. if embracing this kind of autonomous AI can potentially lead to 10x growth and create such a significant competitive advantage in a sector as established and, frankly, traditional as chemical retail, what does that imply for businesses in your sector? Regardless of how long-standing or conventional you might think it is, are you ready to explore how deep AI integration could unlock your own potential for transformation?